Okay, hey everyone. I wanted to show you a post-September ban list, heroes list that I took to locals yesterday. I actually took it to 2 locals and I got second place at both. I finished X1 the first tournament and undefeated in the second. I got second because of my tiebreakers. But I really like this list so far, and I don't think it's like super finished. Obviously, it's really early on in the format. But this is just something that you could like base your list off of or help like the hero community. And I think the ban list definitely helps this deck because it nerfs every other deck, and so it's kind of like a boost to any rogue deck. But yeah, let's get into it. Shout out to my girlfriend Gabby, she's filming. We'll start off with the heroes, the elemental heroes. We got 3 Stratos. Obviously, Liquid and Winkaribo. There's been some disputes over whether these 2 are worth running anymore. And I see both sides, you know, and like cutting Liquid, it's like playing the numbers game. And you know, you don't see as many like soft bricks or whatever. But I really like seeing both of these cards because obviously you get to draw 2, which is still really valuable. And this card, I've liked it more and more the more I played it. I think Winkaribo level 6 is very solid. It's not like the difference between, you know, being like tier 1 or anything, but it's really good for follow-up and the grind game. So I've been choosing to play both. And then the others are just Shadow Mist and Neos. Pretty standard, you gotta play both of them. And then for the Vision Heroes, this is pretty much the same. You just play 3 Ferris, standard, 2 Vion, 2 Increase. Nothing's changed there. And then the Destiny Heroes, I'm playing 3 Malicious, and then Denier and Plasma. Also really standard, nothing's changed. That's pretty much the engine for the monsters. And then for the spells, we got 3 Fusion Destinies, 3 Hero Lives. Also, like the best 6 cards in your deck. And then I'm playing 2 Mass Change and 2 Poly. I really like this. This worked for me. It's what helped me get my invite and the Legacy Destruction Regionals in my top. This feels so good. I've always played 2 Poly. I really like it. And then 1 Miracle, 1 Roto, 1 Foolish, and 1 E. I really like the consistency cards, although I think you could cut these for the for more non-engine. I'm playing 42 in the main, but I'm testing out Emergency Call. So far, I really liked it. And then the Favorite Contact, which is your fusion spell or your fusion trap. And then the non-engine was a little bit more generic, I feel like. I played all board breakers, no hand traps. Like I said, I played 42 and I didn't want to go over that, especially at the start of the format. I think people like pivot to something more generic, so I wanted to do that as well to answer. And so I played 3 Dark Ruler, 3 Droplet, 1 Call By, and then 1 Talents. 1 Talents is kind of weird because it's like, why wouldn't you play more? But I think this is the most generic, like hard once per turn spell I could think of that does a lot going first and second. I play Thrust in the side deck, and I didn't want to side into more or like cut Talents out entirely, so I decided to play just the 1 copy. I think it's 8 non-engine. That's it for the main deck. Like I said, it's 42. I'll show you the extra deck. I'm playing Dystopia DP. Those are your Destiny heroes. I played Divine Wind for the Tempai matchup, and then 2 Darklaw. I think you could cut either the second Darklaw or the Dystopia for Wake Up. And I actually really miss playing a second Wake Up. I'm only playing 1 in this list. I think it's better to play 2 moving forward. And then for the Elemental Heroes, I played Shining Neos Wingman, Sunrise, the Flame Wingman, and then the 1 Wake Up. Like I said, I think this card is really important at 2 post-banlist. It just helps with your follow-up play, like going turn 3, you can OTK with this. Especially because for the Link monsters, I played, you know, 2 Cross Crusaders and then 2 Wonder Drivers. I never tried Wonder Driver at 2, but I think it's really good for the follow-up. Like I said, decks are a little more grindy. It feels like this comes up more at 2, and this pairs so well with the second Wake Up. So I would cut either Dystopia, the second Dark Law, or Baguska for another Wake Up. This doesn't really come up enough anymore. It's like when you get Drolled or Shifted on a Hero Lives, you might just want to cut this for more hero cards in general, like a Dread Decimator or Absolute Zero. It just doesn't do enough on its own. But that's it for the extra deck. And then for the side deck, I also just tried to get super generic. I'm playing the most like effective going second hand traps I could think of, which was 3 Nib and 3 Droll. This helped me a lot. It helped me win up against Fiendsmith, the Yubel deck, which is, I think, kind of a tough matchup when they go first and they set up like full combo. You basically can't win that matchup unless you draw like Droll and a board breaker, which is what I did in this last tournament. And then Dark Angel, the last monster. Obviously still really good Floodgate in certain matchups. Just stop all the spells. And then for the spell cards, I played just even more board breakers. So like post side, you're going into like a ton of board breakers, and so the odds of you seeing them are pretty high and they feel really good. These are just for like back row decks. You always got to respect them, especially because they didn't hit the back row decks enough, I feel like, in this ban list. So yeah, that's it for the spells. And then the traps, I played 1 evenly match, Rivalry, and then the Simul. I cut Gozen match for evenly match because I think it's a little worse into the Yubel deck, which is probably the best deck post-ban list. And I just wanted something a little more generic. You could thrust this, you know, search it off of the Triple Tactics Thrust, and yeah, just another board breaker. And then obviously Rivalry is super broken. This card I sided in instead of Dimensional Barrier because I think it's a little bit better into the Fiendsmith decks like Snake Eye and Yubel. It actually helped me against the Tempai player too. He drolled me, but I had like Fusion Destiny, and then I set this, so DP and this was like too much for him to break through my board. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll have my matchups and pairings and everything posted up so you can see exactly what I played up against. And yeah, thanks for watching.